Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into another episode of Bringing the Heat with your girl, Regina Weston. Now, this episode is titled Domestic Violence Hold Their Feet to the Fire. It's a little bit heavy, but domestic violence hurts and it takes lives. Therefore, it should be a lot heavier. The quote of the day says, "At any given moment, you have the power to say, this is not how the story is going to end." Christine Mason Miller. Let me start by saying that you did nothing wrong. This person just does not deserve you. Why? Because love is not shown by belittling or berating you. Love is not shown by isolating you from family and friends. Love is not shown by controlling you, which includes controlling your resources, what you wear, how you look, and what you do or say, even where you go. Love is not shown by forcing you to do anything, and I mean anything, that makes you uncomfortable. Abusers come from all walks of life, and abuse affects everyone. No one is exempt. Anyone can find themselves in a relationship that is not healthy, which is why it's very important to know what domestic violence is and the signs of abuse. Now let's get into it. What is domestic violence? Now, domestic violence is a pattern of behaviors in any relationship that is used to gain or maintain power and control over an intimate partner. Abuse is physical, sexual, emotional, economical, psychological actions or threats of actions that influence any person. Domestic abuse can happen to anyone. Keyword: anyone of any race, age, sexual orientation, religion, or gender. It can occur within a range of relationships, including couples who are married, living together, or just dating. Domestic violence affects people of all social, economical backgrounds and educational levels. Domestic abuse may end in serious physical injury or death. So young man or young woman, please do not take this subject matter lightly. It can save your life or that of someone else's. Now my question to you is, are you being abused? Think about it. Go on this road trip with me. Does your partner use intimidation or threats to gain compliance? Does your partner treat you roughly, grab, push, pinch, shove, or hit you? Does your partner call you several times a night or show up to make sure you are where you said you would be? Think about it. Does your partner do any of those things? Do you sometimes feel scared of how your partner may behave? Try not to do anything that will cause conflict or make your partner angry. You walk on eggshells. Stay with your partner because you are afraid of what your partner would do if you broke up. If any of these things are happening in your relationship, young lady, young man, talk to someone. Without help, the abuse will continue. Trust me. Making the first call to seek help is a courageous step, and the number is 1-800-799-7233. 3:3. And always remember, no one, and I mean no one, deserves to be abused. The abuse is not your fault and you are not alone. Abusive behavior is a choice. Despite what many people believe, domestic violence and abuse does not take place because an abuser loses control over their behavior. Let me say that again. Despite what many people believe, domestic violence and abuse does not take place because an abuser loses control over their behavior. In fact, abusive behavior and violence is a deliberate, keyword, deliberate choice to gain control. Perpetrators use a variety of tactics to manipulate you and exert their power, including, check this out, abusers pick and choose whom to abuse. I believe that with everything in me. They don't insult, threaten, or assault everyone in their life who gives them grief. Think about it. Usually, they save their abuse for the people closest to them, the ones they say, the ones they claim to love. Now I'm going to leave you with this. Never forget that walking away from something unhealthy is brave, even if you stumble a little on your way out the door. The key word is get out the door. Thank you again for tuning into another episode of Bringing the Heat with your girl Regina Weston. You can listen to this podcast at anchor.fm/Regina-Weston. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and other platforms. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And again, thank you for tuning in.